Shrink in the house. We got the spatial red on here. Woohoo! Anyways, guys, I am jacked, man. I just made one of the biggest decisions I've made in my life, and that has to do with travel. You know, I'm not one to, research and, book trips and do all the organizing and find the place to go. And that's the main reason why I don't do it. You have to have someone that's willing to do that, right? And it's usually been the girlfriend at the time that was good at that, and they're able to organize and plan the trip. All I do is pay. So, money's important. Whoever says it isn't probably doesn't have any. So, unfortunately, but it's a big deal. It's happening on March 3rd, where I leave the country to Thailand. I'm going to stay for approximately 3 weeks. And I'll probably even do some content out there for y'all. Do a little virtual vacation. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe. Thanks for all the support. You know who you are. Some people don't even comment, but I know they're watching. There's 2,500 or whatever it is, 400 and something people that watch. That's cool, man. Who would have thought? So, this is about what I feel gives a company the title of being a great audio company. And my opinion is going to differ from others, right? In this regard. So, for instance, I've watched companies grow in the hi-fi industry. Like, one of them is actually a friend of mine, and I watched him from just starting this gig to where it's at now. And each and everything, even designing the packaging for the product. So it gave me a lot of information and knowledge about what it takes, to get into such a competitive industry, like one of the most competitive there is. Like, it's just a zoo out there, guys. Like, just thousands of products, new products coming out almost every day, new DACs every month. So Pure Fidelity, for instance. I'm a guy that I go with a gut feeling. When I see something and my gut tells me that this is going to be a hit, I bought the first one, okay? Now he's got something like 22 dealers in the U.S. Fortunately, what's going on right now might be a bit of an issue. But I just knew that it was going to be a hit in Canada and the United States, and it has, right? And John's customer service, it's second to none. I mean, the packaging alone is just unbelievable, and how much money he spends on each package just to make sure that his turntables arrive safely to his customers. You know what? He's sold over 300 turntables now, and there hasn't been one complaint of damage in shipping. Like, it's a layered process where all the foams for the turntable comes apart, platter, sub-platter. It's got all its sections in the packaging. Not one damaged product, you know what I mean? But when you're a small boutique outfit, this packaging comes at a very big cost. But in my opinion, you can't cut corners in the packaging. It has to be of a very, very high level, right? It's just gonna, not only to arrive to your customers safe, but to make your customers feel like you got something special. If something comes in some garage-made hodgepodge packaging, that's how they're gonna think of the company. It's just the way it is. It's not something that you can cut corners on, guys. So yeah, where I'm going with that is the customer service. I mean, it's just world-class customer service, and he's right here. Like, you can't beat that, because if you had an issue with a juggernaut table, it's not light, it's a beast. And that would suck to have to ship it away or do that kind of stuff. So I just think it was a wise investment for life. I mean, it's going on 7 years now, and without incident whatsoever. So, and if there is one, I just pick up the phone, say, John, can you come on over? So this is just an example. His website, there's some websites that have been out there for 30 years with companies, and they're absolutely awful. You can't navigate them properly, and it's like they don't care. In my opinion, that's going to affect sales overall. It just is. You want that experience almost to be like a high-end streamer, to be able to navigate comfortably and quickly to the products, right? So he's got all that in place. And so do many other companies, you know. So you got your packaging, you got your customer service, you got your communication, and of course the product. Is it some, I know you will all say that audio is not an investment, but I beg to differ. If you do your, you know, if you buy audio properly, you buy the right brands, they will hold their value for a very, very long time. So in my opinion, if you're a so-called audiophile, you got to be very careful as to what you buy, because you don't know. You're so messed up in the head. You could say something's the best that you ever had and sell it the next day. That's just part of the disease. I'm not judging anybody because I've been there and I've done it, right? But that's where the used market mastery came in, right? I've talked about this enough times that you got to be careful as to what you buy. There's certain companies out there that are superb equipment that I've owned here, and that the only reason I won't own them is because I can't sell them, because at some point, I'm not a guy that flips gear. As you can see, the equipment remains behind me for years. There's going to come a point that you're going to want some return, right? And it's better to be able to get as much back as possible than absolutely turn into a doorstop. That's one of my sayings. Oh, you just bought that? Okay, that's a doorstop. Enjoy it. You can't move it for the life of you. And there's a few brands out there, and there's a few brands that have products where they kind of stepped into a depth of the pool that they shouldn't have, not knowing that they're not looked at as high-end audio equipment, and they never will be. They've built a market kind of in the mid-fi stage, so if they come to market with a product that's 5 times more money than anything else, it's just not going to work for them. And I've seen that happen time and time again, right? And we can all make mistakes on the things we buy. And when that happens, I look for trades. And there's tons of dealers that will take product on trade as long as it's going towards something they have. That's the worst case scenario. Look for a trade. There's many guys on Canuck Audio Mart that will take them in a heartbeat. Parts Connection trades, Audio Eden takes trades. There's all kinds. It's a good way to run a business. Everest Audio takes trades. They're all pretty smart when it comes to what they'll take, and you can't blame them for that. They don't want to be stuck in the same scenario with a boat anchor. That's what it's called. So I'm just getting back to the companies, right? It's very, very sad. It's a very strange market the way, like a brand like Exposure, I absolutely think it's kick-ass equipment, but it won't sell for the life of you. Only certain models will sell. Maybe the little XM series, those seem to sell, but their amps just sit there. They sit there and they barely even reach a third of value, Yet I enjoy the sound better than all the other UK brands that I've tried. I find their sound to be the nicest, right? I love that little XM5 integrated I had of theirs. It's a little shoebox size. It was just phenomenal. The DAC sound that was built in was phenomenal. The build is a very, very simple, nothing special, sheet metal cover and a faceplate, right? But the sound, guys. So, those are the things that I look for. Are the products going to be able to move when I want them to? Do they actually reply to your emails? Is the customer service top notch? Like, look at what Buchart offers. They've set a standard now for what other speaker companies new to market are going to have to do. They're just going to have to do it, and I'm seeing that they are doing it. Audio Craftsman's offered the in-home trial, the free shipping. These are the things that a standard's been set. So it just gives you a chance to get it into your home and listen to it, which is mandatory. Not what I say or not what anyone else says about a product. That's good and everything, but you're not going to know, man. You're just not going to know. That's why listening to these reviews and going by them as a buying reference is very dangerous. It just is. You can either use the used market as that tool or whatever, but, it takes a lot to be a company that stands by their brand and treats their customers like they're a new customer. They treat everybody consistently the same. Like Bryceton, when owners change hands, things can change, and they can change for the worst, right? Like when they were doing their big move and their sale to Axiom and stuff and new owners, people weren't hearing back for their products that were in for warranty for a very long time. And it's just not acceptable. When you're ready to take on that responsibility, you have to be ready to do it and deliver, man. That's it. So it's a little bit all over the place, guys, but like and subscribe. The super thanks is down there if you feel the need. All us creators deserve it. It's not like we're doing nothing here. My brain's constantly trying to come up with something that might resonate with people. So take care. Strength loves you. Like and subscribe.